Hello and welcome to some more I was going to say Satisfactory then. I haven't played that for a while. Welcome to some more Dyson Sphere Program. My name's Trismegistus, and the camera appears to be being weird again. I don't know. See if I can tweak that. No. Is that better? No. Whatever. Yes, so this is Dyson Sphere Program. In this series of streams, I'm attempting to actually build a Dyson Sphere. It's my second playthrough, and I didn't actually build one the first time I played through, because you don't have to, technically, to finish the game. You just need enough power to do the things, do the research. Why did that not load? Okay. Obviously pressed the wrong button. Hang on 1 second. No, what are you doing now? I thought so. I've gone up a bit as well. Hang on. I don't change any of these things, and then when I come to stream again, they're different, and it doesn't update. Right, there we go. Get me a new car tomorrow. I've been trying to find all my documents and stuff. I've got them all. It was just a bit of a pain to find. So yeah, a bit of a panic before the stream, because obviously working and then trying to find the documents, which I thought were in a certain place but weren't in a certain place. So yeah, so basically last Friday, we built the first part of our new manufacturing hub. It's a bit spaghetti style. I was going to work out to see if there is a nice optimal way, because you get this thing where basically a lot of the things use the same stuff. So a lot of them use green circuits, and a lot of them use iron plate, and a lot of them use gears, and so there you go, green circuits again, and iron plate, and there's a lot of overlap between them. So I'm pretty sure there's a way of doing like 6 lanes basically. I'm trying to hit the Q key to do quick pick. So 6 parallel lanes basically, then your machine's in the middle, and then 3 parallel lanes on the outside. And then what you do, I think probably, is you do this basically with the random extra ones, bits and pieces that are needed. So this is a perfect example where these are only a couple of machines need them. So as it happens, that does as well, but you can just bring them in, a little bit extra in the side, and jump them over the lane sort of thing. But I didn't get time to work it out properly, and even if I did, I wouldn't road work this anyway. What I did find was a couple of errors. This, even though I thought I fixed it on the stream, but I'd actually left it, or I'd set it up to grab the greens where it doesn't use the greens, it uses the iron plate. The water pumps didn't have an output, so they were just sat there doing nothing, and now they're full up. I think that was the only sort of proper errors in terms of setting this up. The other thing I did do though is obviously landfill more of this. What we'll do, we'll probably keep these in the middle roughly, and we'll have two lots, one on either side, because this is still here, annoyingly. So hoping this might be dead by now, but oh, is it dead? Oh no, there's a vein there, isn't there? Look, maybe we could just quickly, rework this so that they're sort of doing the classic ganging up on it a bit. No, I did. No. There we go. No. Might have to do that anyway, because I don't want to pick that belt up. Can't be bothered with that. Maybe if we just put, say, one there. One there. Will you let me do an extra one there? No, of course you won't. Of course you... Oh, do one there. Yeah, and we just... see... stick it in. I don't know that'll... Why was that stuttering like it didn't have any power? Got loads of power. Unless this is some isolated network. No, 1.85 gigawatts. That's not an isolated network. But yeah, you see, it's not quite, you know, the bots are draining, but there's 5,000 ore in there, so that'll take a while to drain out. But at least we could maybe get that done a little bit quicker. Yeah, so ideally I'd want to put more of them here and have them go this way, and so we'll keep the interstellar logistics in the middle. But I say, and I should have moved this really, but I moved all of the. So these are the boxes with stuff in that we haven't used yet, that we're obviously going to need to use, but they aren't in these ones that I've set up already. And as you can see, I've transferred some stuff in, you know, that was in these chests. There are some of them I'm going to have to request again and stuff, so that's why they're completely full. But then these are, I need to make these international ones, interstellar ones. What I'll do is I'm not going to make any more of these. I did set something up while I was landfilling it, just to make these fusion power plants. So I've now got 134 of them, which I doubt there are even 134 in the, you know, in the entire sort of game. Because I only put basically one of those and 4 of those for planets that have coal in order to help kickstart them. Unlike them, I'm not going to use them, I don't think, but I'll make them available, and we've got 500 of them. And similarly, we've made 263 of them, and I'll probably do a few more for a bit of deuterium. But we appear to have so much deuterium in the hydrogen, the gas giant planets, that I'm not sure that's quite as necessary as it was before. Last time I played, anyway. And mining machines, we're going to switch to doing the level 2 miner, but you know, there's 600 of them. Was there something in here as well? Oh, this is just a load of random warpers that I ended up with. But yeah, I'll switch those to a couple of interstellars and just have them available. So if I do end up needing them or deciding I want them or whatever, then we can just just call them up basically. So this is all the stuff that we need to make. I've actually trashed this area as well, the green one, which is where we were making the logistic stations. So we do need to recreate that or build a new version of that here. So they're all along the bottom. I did realise as well when I was doing that, I've got a load of these charged, because you need charged ones to make the orbital collectors. But look at the number of orbital collectors we've got. I mean, you use like 30 odd. I think it's 36 it might be. I don't know if they're 10 degrees apart, but you do use, so that's only, even if it's 20, 25 or something, that's only like 5 gas giants. It's not as much as it seems, but we're not going to need them for a little while. There was something else that I realised. I think it was this. I think I had set it up over there, and then that was the one that I accidentally removed. But it's not actually that well, it is and it isn't. It's not the most common of ingredients, and it's got the processors, so I'm not sure I would have put it over there anyway. Yeah, we need to make, the new miners. If we ever find a magma planet, I'd quite like to give them a go. But yeah, so this is the list of things we need to make. Whether we'll do it all today, I don't know. What I do want to start with is these guys, because this needs to be done. Well, here you go. So I've got, how many is that? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 853 level 1 assembly machines. I then got almost exactly the same number of level 2 machines, but then obviously I'm carrying a few, but 150 of them. So I'm not even going to use these anymore. We're going to just use level 3, like we're going to always use level 3 belts and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure why I've got them. Why have I got them? I bet they randomly came out of some reworking I was doing. There you go. So let's try and put them in there. You see, there's nearly 10,000 belts, level 1 belts. So we use the same idea where it has priority the ones it's taking out compared to the ones it's putting in. The question is where to build it, because it is a bit of a weird list of ingredients that it needs. We've obviously got the sort of standard, bog standard 3. Oh, the other thing, I didn't realise you can get free stuff. So I just assumed with all the buildings that it would only give you proliferation options for production speed up. but it doesn't. You can get free buildings. So it might be worth at some point. But the trouble is, I've not designed this for proliferation. But yeah, I mean, you can't do all of them. So level 1 belts let you proliferate, but then I got 10,000 of them already. But then level 2, you can't. It's only speed up. These let you do extra products, so they'll be worth doing. And that's actually a relatively easy one to put on, because we've got, you know, I can put them in there basically. But then, you know, you can get free chemical labs, you can get free smelters. I don't know about, yeah, you can get free labs. So I hadn't realised that was, you know, you could do that. I guess I was thinking in Factorio terms, where it blocks you from doing quite a lot of, you know, end products as you know, productivity bonuses. So yeah, so I'm thinking is we basically almost start again. So we've done all this. These have got all their slots filled pretty much. There's a couple there that we might want to fit in. That's all full. That's all full. So I say that yes, there is 2 there. So maybe we end up, you know, putting something in there. But we basically want another, you know, interstellar one. This won't be it, but just to show you what we need to do. So basically we need the level 1s, level 2s and level 3s, and then these will be requests, these 2, and we'll feed them back in. But yeah, so we need to make level 1s. We need fairly boring ingredients, so we'll request them up. And then it gets a bit more interesting. Now, graphene, I think is already being requested here somewhere, but I think we'll just start again. Makes the most sense, really. There you go, there's graphene. Or whatever it calls it, graphene, yeah. So, you know, I could weave yet more belts around, but I think we've got too much of a mess going on anyway. And then circuit processors, rather, I don't think we're requesting yet. And then we get into properly exotic stuff. But you see, that's 3, so that's 1 logistic station. That's, you know, most of another one. And that's, you know, another one sort of thing. So these are all unique ingredients. There's no overlap between them. Okay, so what do we need? We need, it was iron plates, gear wheels, and what? We've gotten already. Brilliant. We're doing well. Come here. Circuits. Okay, that makes sense. Circuits. And I say, what we'll do, so we want iron gear wheels. I said iron gear wheels, didn't I? Iron plate is what I'm after. Circuits. Now I'm going to start leaving a bit of room if I can proliferate things. You know, because we might as well, if we can get 3 buildings out of it. So we would then want a machine. I'm going to say we need to leave a bit of room so that we can proliferate. We also need to leave a bit of room so that I can feed the level 1s back again, because they can come back round this way, along this lane here. So just put that in temporarily. Oops. And I'll grab that. And that. And this is level 1 assemblers. But as noted, it'll output on a belt, onto this belt, in fact. You going up? Yeah. In such a way, in fact, let's do that. And then chop it back a little bit. Take it down again. Yeah, so it'll output there, and the grabbing will be there, so the level 1s will come along and take priority over this. And then we want to have another one like that. And oops, that there. And this is going to make the level 2s, which are where they're there. So we also need graphene and processors, and we'll take these along here. We can actually get rid of... let's leave it there actually for the time being, but we can get rid of the other one. And then what we want is the level 2s coming out here and going basically here. So I might need to chop this. This is probably going up slightly too early. Maybe if I just reconnect that. If I do one more. One more. No. No, took it too far. Took it too far. There. Cool. So... And that's sort of there, isn't it, roughly? So take that one more. No. No, didn't like it. It seems to apply different rules depending on whether you're building it fresh or whether you're sort of adding it to a different belt. Down there. And same again. Or maybe it's probably because there's more different ingredients, aren't they? So, I'm wondering if maybe I should cut this off here, you see, because then I don't even have to go up. Oops, delete the entire thing. Right. But I'm wondering maybe if I put this one, so that's the inside. Maybe we do the inside one here. And then I can feed it directly across. And then we can have the third machine there. This one goes there. Okay. Like that. It doesn't really matter which one it is, that one, but that's fine. Oops. No, let's keep it going, actually. So, what do we need extra for this? We need this to make level 3s. Hello, ill design. I don't know how you pronounce your username. Thank you for the chat. Sorry, you slightly threw me there. I wasn't expecting that. Going to spray the Mark 1s. Probably. I hadn't realised, I was saying slightly earlier on, I don't know if you caught it, but I hadn't realised basically most things it will give you extra products. I just sort of assumed in a sort of Factorio type way that you wouldn't get the prod bonus for spraying things. And I only realised that sort of between, basically after I'd set all this up. So we probably do need to get a bit of the old proliferation going. So yeah, I probably will end up spraying them, but I don't need to at the moment because I've got 800 in a chest. So yeah, so I guess there is that point that if I did want to spray those, that doesn't really work, does it? But then you only get speed. Oh no, you get speed up for those. So I'm not fussed about speed ups. That's a point, actually. I'm not sure. Although all of these are raw products, aren't they? They're not. Yeah. So no, I don't think I will spray the Mark 1s because the speed up's not massively bonus. Anything used as a component will give extras, yeah. So you can't do level 2s and 3s. Just speed things up. And they're pretty quick already. So no, I won't spray the Mark 1s, but I will probably end up spraying a lot of this stuff. But as I squished all this in, and I've not got a lot of room to spray things, so I may have to rework it. But I don't think I'll do that on this stream. Right, so the other things this needed are particle broadbands and quantum chips. which is quite complicated ingredients. Now, let's do... Where are they? Particle broadbands and quantum chips. So if we take... So I'm just a bit worried about the... Because it's a different thing, isn't it? But let's see if we can get it to the play ball. Yeah, that's just about worked. And then if we take this sort of out the... yeah, let's take it out here. Maybe there. That should give me plenty of room. Pop that there. And then output this way. And we'll take it up here. And feed it back in this. Now, do I want this here? Because it makes some sense to sort of put it in there. But then it'll start getting in the way of everything else. Maybe let's see how far over here. So I can put one here. And then I could maybe feed everything in. Let's give one extra tile. So this will be level 1, level 2, level 3. Now we got that there. Oh, didn't I swap them round though? No, that's level 1, isn't it? There we go. That, and then that's level 2. And then the level 3 comes back that way. I don't know if it's worth the extra compilation, honestly. Okay. Yeah. Say, I didn't even realise you could... I mean, I knew you could, you know, spray everything. But I didn't realise that a lot of these gave extra products. And it seems like quite... Some of them are quite expensive that it's giving you free things for. So it does seem sort of worth for most of the machines. And for most of them, it's like raw products. So that's quite cool. And particularly these, you know, we do with plenty of landfill. So getting a bit of free stuff is going to be a good idea there, but why don't I just take that outside rather than do that? Oops. What are you doing, belt? Yeah. Right. So let's put a power thing in. Wonder if I can get... Let's put it there. Yeah, okay. Right, so we need to switch some of these to demand, etc. But first let's put the... Oh, I haven't put the inserters on there. And that's quantum. Yeah, okay. So you're not powered, but for the time being that's fine. So let's just grab... Oops. Grab all of that and put them in there. These want to be demand when I'm recycling stuff, and then same here, like that. Demand, and then enough. So just pick those up. Do I want to put them in here? I mean, let's put half of them in. And we want to set that to say 400 so I can easily grab half of them. Spraying foundation gives extra soil pile too. Okay. I had mold together before the update. I won't be changing it. I'm curious what I'm going to do next playthrough. Yeah, it's I think I haven't really done the maths, but I mean I've just made level 3 spray coater. But level 3 requires, where the heck is it? I think this is it. Oh, here you go. you do get a weird feedback loop, which is a bit weird to get your head around. In that you can obviously spray level 1 because I've just done the numbers based on not sprayed, but you can then spray the ingredients for the actual proliferation, so you get extra stuff out. So actually some of these are sat idle because there's more product coming out, and the others can't eat it, if you see what I mean. So I could reduce the number of machines, but it sort of occurred to me a bit later on that you could proliferate the making of the proliferation and get more stuff. But yeah, I'd say the tricky bit is, so basically level 2 proliferation you can just make out of pure coal. So you can turn the coal obviously into the graphite you need, and you can also turn it into the diamonds you need. But then for level 3, you need the what they called carbon nanotubes, and that's obviously oil product. Well, you can obviously make them another way, but I'm not sure whether it's essentially cost effective to make the level 3. Whether the extra stuff you get is worth burning some of your carbon nanotubes. But yeah, so I suppose you get it out of fire ice as well, don't you? So it is sort of unlimited if you level it up, as it were. But yeah, literally coal pile you can make level 2 no problem, and it's quite a simple build really. But yeah. Why is this not making any? Because none of this is set to demand. So let's drop these down to low numbers. As I say, we've got some over in the chests. I think we've got these two. Let's grab that one and that one. And that one. What else? Oh, there's still a bit of iron plate left, isn't there? In fact, a lot of iron plate left. So put that in there. And then quantum chips. Demand. Don't think I've got any of that. And then particle broadband. I should have, whoops, set the number before you set the demand. And then come on over them. Right. I put all drones in all these already, so we should be okay. Oh, I didn't connect. Oh, I didn't connect those up. What do you want? You want graphite and circuits. Okay. So, oh, is that across there? Oh, that's annoying. What does it do if only... There we go. Oh, I didn't set the thing. That. There. Now, is it working? No, because I'm not inserting anything. That's missing something. Why have you not got... Oh. Because I didn't set it. That's why. Demand. No, I mean, so I got 800 to process before it even makes any, so... It's not really any particular use to that, but there you go. Right, so next order of business then. My setup for the spray uses the speed option. I would do it differently if it wasn't in place already. It makes 3,600 per net using Center Infinity on itself for a net game of 2,950. Okay. Just realise that camera placement is brilliant. It's like you're looking at the game on screen normally, but looking at us when you chat. I mean, that was what I was going for. It's actually flipped. So, it's one of those... I find it... how do I put it? I think it's always important to look at the game. As in, depending on where your camera is. So, I mean, obviously if I was in the top left corner or something, that'd be a bit weird. But if you're over on that side, point it so that you're looking this way. But to achieve that, the camera is actually on my left side, and that's where, because it's sat on top of my monitor, which is, you know, the chat's on that. My second monitor's chat's on that, and that's why it's all like that. But effectively, therefore, it looks like, well, it's one of those. I always struggle with mirror images. It's something I've always found. It's like, it's not an optical illusion, but it's, you know, that type of thing. And so it's flipped horizontally, so it's, you know, reversed around. So this is my left hand, but I think it looks like it's my right hand. Hello, Grim, you alright? You had a good weekend? I hope. What I have to do though, this is a bit of a almost behind the, oh, I didn't put any things on, did I? Behind the scenes thing is I have to. So obviously I have the OBS open, and you know the screen's there, so I can see that it's going out and it's working and stuff. But that means I've got a picture of me, and what I found, and I don't know if it's just because of the whole Zoom, you know, chat that everyone does now, or with, you know, in a lot of industries you do now. But I look at myself and I can't, in a sense, stop. And it's like I know what I'm looking at, but when I have me open, my eyes naturally go down there. I think it's that thing of, you know, like you just naturally look at people, and it's like, because that's why, you know, if you ever look at a, you know, YouTube video type of thing, they'll put, why are you not emptying very quickly? Oh no, it's loading. They'll put faces on the videos, even if it doesn't make sense, and you know, it's not really about that, or they're not even in the video, sort of thing. But it's because your eyes, you know, as a person, is unnaturally drawn to other people, and so when I see myself, I look down there, and it looks weird on the video. Hey, good. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I'm picking up my car tomorrow, and I was before the stream, I was sort of trying to panic. I was panicking, trying to find my documents. They were, well, they were where I remember putting them eventually, but I couldn't remember where I put them. Right, so that's assemblers done. What do we want to do next? So let's have a look at some of the ingredients, because they get a bit weird and wacky now. Looked at the wrong thing. Yeah, so that's frame materials. We start needing a lot of frame materials. So that wouldn't be too difficult, because we can add those three on fairly easily. But I don't know how many I want of them, really. What about... You see what I mean? It's 6 ingredients that requires. All gets a bit wacky. Titanium alloy. I mean, maybe I should start making the loggy stations, but that's quite complicated. Well, those are relatively simple. I mean, those are the only ones that request up crystal silicon. But then I've got the whole issue that I need to feed them into power thingies. Yeah, they get some quite wacky ingredients. Rail guns, frame materials. Let's make them, because that gets us a few things that are used elsewhere. I mean, I've already requested them, but as I say, it's gotten a bit spaghetti up above, so let's do them. I probably might be able to fit them in there, might be weaving the belts around a bit. So what does it actually need? It's steel, gears, blue engines and processors. Steel, gears. Because we've got gears there. So if I maybe do steel. And I've forgotten what it was. I know the old blue engines are in it. Come on. Oops, steel. Oh, why have I got all them in my... I thought I put them in a box. Steel, gears, magnets and circuits. But I've got gears, yeah, and circuits already. So that also evens that out, doesn't it? So we've got 3. Now, where do we actually want to put it then? Because I need gears and circuits. So I could potentially just sort of continue this line. Maybe. This is why I put the other ones up before. So I could continue them round, but... Did I cap this up? Yeah, I did. That feeling attracted to the face. Yeah, so it's not... also, I'm probably a massive narcissist, so... There's that as well. But yeah, you just sort of look at the face sort of thing, and you're like, but that's my face. I don't need to look at my face. My YouTube thumbnails are great. Thank you. I have a lot of fun making them. Actually, it's one of the weird things. So when I started doing the YouTube, and I've maybe hit on a reason why it was so bad, but I found editing to be really painful, incredibly slow. It would take me all day basically to make a 15-minute video editing it, and we're talking about chopping down gameplay. I'm not working to a script or any of that complicated stuff. No, I'm not. I don't stick in memes or any of that thing. It's just literally chopping out bits that were boring, essentially. And it took me ages. And what I think big part of that is because, well, basically, it was all in 4K, and processing 4K video is horrendous, basically, because it's 4 times as big as a normal picture. And this machine isn't really up for doing that, so it was taking partly a long time because any edit I did would be really physically, take a long time. So I really went off doing editing the videos, and I didn't really used to do very interesting thumbnails for them. But then what I did, obviously I started uploading the VODs and just doing, because YouTube has its own editor, and I just trim off the beginning and stuff like that, so it wasn't that painful. But then I was like, well, let's try doing some of these thumbnails like people do. And what I found, because I used to do a lot of photoshopping, so that side of it was fun for me anyway. But what I found was the whole that thing of doing silly faces and editing the pictures was just incredibly fun. And it's as you say, I mean, some of them I just make it the stupidest face I possibly can, sort of thing. And it's just weirdly fun to do that, and I don't quite know why. It wasn't what I was expecting, I was thought the editing, I would enjoy editing, and I probably will. I'll give it another go. I enjoyed putting that Friday Facts video together, because that was in much lower resolution, so it was really quick to edit it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for these processors. How the heck am I going to get that across there? Because it's not going to let me go up, is it? Maybe if I switch that over. But yeah, I say it's sort of giving me a chance to flex my Photoshop skills again. I mean, I'm not saying they're the world's greatest thumbnails. I'm not pretending that at all, but it is incredibly fun making them. So we're already descending into spaghetti. I'm sorry, I'm a bit behind. It says, congrats on the new car. What did you go for? So I wanted to go electric because, I mean, we're all going to have to go electric eventually, and some of them are quite good now, with reasonable-ish ranges and that. But a double whammy of what I hadn't appreciated is that new cars are basically like gold dust. I knew it was obviously, the chip shortage and all that sort of stuff, but it's horrendous, and it's made used cars incredibly difficult to get as well. And so I've ended up going for exactly the same car as I've got. As in model, it's I mean, my car's 15 years old, so it's completely different, really. But yeah, so it's another micro basically. But what I've decided to do is basically. So when I bought a car, this shows you how long ago it was. When I last bought a car, that you couldn't. There wasn't such a thing as PCP, which is a type of financing agreement where you basically give the car back. Well, most people give their car back. But that wasn't a thing. There was, it was just normal hire purchase. I mean, PCP is a type of hire purchase, but I've given that a go with the thought that in sort of 3 or 4 years, electric cars will be even better and even cheaper, because I couldn't afford the payments basically, because they happen a lot. The dealers, as dealers are, they happen to have one in stock, or you could buy the one, in the forecourt, on the forecourt sort of thing. Woo! It's a big autosave. Actually, if I put this here, I can take the output there. Yeah, so it was just sort of easier to get another petrol car. But, I mean, part of it as well, I mean, the savings you make with electric, really, are like petrol and stuff. And I don't do any driving anymore because I work from home, basically. I mean, I can't actually remember the last time I filled up. Is that going to go in there? The only time I really, by the way, use petrol anymore is like going to visit my family. And that's one of the reasons I was a bit nervous about the electric, because it's quite a long journey. What am I doing? So we need to hook this up. Yeah, so just a standard electric car. Standard. Well, it's not standard. It's got like a tiny engine in it, basically, but with a turbo on it to make it sort of viable. So let's see if this works. Still a bit expensive to go electric, full electric. Gotta have a micro. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing. I mean, like, I'm quite into Formula One and stuff, and that sort of thing. But I'd never actually want a fast car, because I mean, it's particularly in the UK. I mean, when are you ever going to get to go that sort of speed? Unless you do a lot of motorway driving, it's almost pointless. So having something that's cheap and easy to maintain. Not that you can maintain cars yourself anymore, but is like more important to me than anything flashy or speedy or anything like that. What am I putting in here? I'm putting these in, aren't I? Where are they? So put that very low, I think, because I don't want very many of them at all. So, in fact, I've got 3 of them. Okay. So that's that done. Stick them in there. Right, can we get something else in and fit it in this gap here? Because we've now got several things available. I can fairly easily divert around again. Take new ones out. So what about something that's got steel, the blue engine things, maybe those other things. So just yeah, it has its problems, to be honest with you. Particularly, I wish. I mean, my place, it's tiny, and so literally I am sat in my work desk at my work desk. This is, I basically plug in, the company gave us laptops and I basically plug it into the thing. And so there is absolutely no separation between work and home. So literally, I mean, before when the stream, when I get ready for this, I literally sort of close the laptop and put my green screen up and, and it's off, and it's like, it makes work feel like home and home feel like work. if I had more room, I'd have a separate desk with it on, even if it's in the same room, sort of thing, just to make it different and separate. It's also sometimes quite tempting, particularly with my type of work, to just basically bin the day off and like play Factorio or something, you know. Which, I say, when I've got nothing on, is good. But yeah, I'd rather, you know, work had, because the problem with my work, it goes like really up and down. I'd rather work was flexy as well. I wish that I could say, right, well, there's no work, you've not got any work for me this week, so I'll only do 3 days. But I can't do that. I have to do 5 days. So I'm then effectively just sat here, twiddling my thumbs. And then I'll have another week where I could do effectively 7 days of work. But I can't, I shouldn't sort of thing. So it's all a bit unbalanced, really. Also, you don't see anybody? M40, I was overtaken when I was down 135 mile an hour. I don't, I'm not. I wouldn't do that. I mean, even if I had a fancy car, I wouldn't do that sort of speed. Get up, move 5'8", and sit down to game. Yeah, I mean, it's not in my bedroom. It's a separate, it's like a spare room basically. I mean, the whole house though is tiny. It's like technically 2 bedrooms, but it's just like a small bedroom and a cupboard basically. That you could, in theory, fit like a small bed into. I'm not complaining. It's just I say, I'd rather have another desk or table or something with the work stuff on. But also say you don't see anybody. You sort of there are obviously team meetings. What am I looking for? That's a rubbish one to do. That one might, because we've got all that. What have I actually got on here? Could we do that? So that's surprisingly simple, actually. Let's think about that one. That's quite complicated. I say they'd be a good one to do, but in fact, could I do that maybe? Because the trouble is, I've just then stuck those in. Or maybe they could go here somewhere. Didn't I have one with? Yeah. I think we'll put the battery stuff like based on this one maybe. So that's a separate thing. That's different again. Don't really want to have. And there, yeah. So I think this is the one we're going to do next, and we'll just try and slot it into that gap. And because I've got all of those, and a couple of them are right close by. So let's see if we can. Whoops. Let's see if we can maybe fit it in here somewhere. Because it wants steel, doesn't it? Yeah. So perfectly, it wants those two, but it also wants quantum chips and gears. Well, gears are literally there. Quantum chips is a different proposition, though. I wonder if I can get what might work as a. I'm just trying to think through the splitters, basically, but I don't think that'll work. Because that's obviously relevant. That one could work, but it'd be a bit weird. Let me think. Because then, what's the other one? The other one's that wouldn't work. So that one might work. If I could fit it in. Okay. I can always split it elsewhere or take another line out. That's not a problem, but it'd be quite nice to fit it in that gap, given that we've got these things right here. So do that. Stick that in there. All sounds harsh. I'd have to do some exercise. Oh, I do. I mean, I go for a walk every morning. I also got one of the reasons I got the. I mean, I haven't been doing it. I got the whatchamacallit Quest 2 headset for Christmas, and part of the reason for that was it gives me another, you know, exercise option. Basically, I can play Beat Saber, just to something different. Because the other, I mean, I would go out for longer walks and do more locally, but this area is horrible. And I won't say where I live, but it's not a very nice area, so it's not somewhere I kind of want to spend too much time out and about. There's sort of a nature reserve type of thing, which is okay to walk around, but it's literally, I mean, it's basically some scrubland, and they call it a nature reserve. But it's a bit of a rough area. The example I always give. 1, 2, 3. This needs something else, doesn't it? Oh yes, the circuits. The example I always give. Let's see if we can do something with a splitter here. Is that when I go on that walk, basically, it's like a slide with other object. An adventure of working out where all the fly tipping is, or avoiding fly tipping, basically. Because literally, you know, the road I'm on, people just dump fridges and you know, chests of drawers and all that sort of stuff, just at literally the end of the road. And there's several places that are like notorious fly tipping spots. And the Asda's, I'm literally next to a well, not next to it, but very, very close to an Asda's. And so people, I guess, know that if they dump stuff in the Asda's car park, then Asda's will just get rid of it. Yeah, it's that sort of an area, you know. It's Abrams money. Yeah, I struggle with it. I mean, you can do it very simply, can't you? Just, you know, waggle your arms and the things move around. But I like basically pulled a muscle in my back doing it at the weekend. I've not really been doing it properly yet. I need to do it like scheduled, you know, half an hour in every day sort of thing, or an hour or whatever. It's really good fun. It's good because it's, you know, you're physically doing sort of a bit of exercise, but you're not having to run around, because as I say, it's tiny, this flat, so I can't really, you know, I can't do one of these where you move about in an area sort of thing, because there isn't that. What was I looking for? Oh no, I haven't got any of them. I thought I had some in a chest, but I haven't got any. Cool. Okay, so that's 3 of them done. The PC VR, as it's on an onboard system. Oh, sorry, fly tipping. Yeah, dumping rubbish illegally. Oh, thank you for the follow. Is it ill to sign, or? I'm sure there's some clever way of saying your username. Thank you very much for the follow. It's very much appreciated. Yeah, it's I don't know what the origin of the term fly tipping is, but I guess it's on the fly, which is an expression, tipping maybe. But it's basically you get. I mean, people do it as like a business, where basically you can phone up, you know, some bloke with a flatbed truck or, you know, anything like that, and they'll just turn up and, you know, it's a disposal service. But what they're supposed to do is take it to the local dump or tip or recycling centre or whatever's appropriate, and then but then they have to pay for it, you see, because it's like commercial waste rather than personal household waste. Well, it's both sort of thing, but they basically have to pay to dispose of it, because it's often things that can't be recycled or whatever. And rather than do that, you know, so you pay them 50 quid sort of thing, whereas the charge they'll get charged £100 at the quid is a euphemism for Iltis caller. Okay. You know, they would have to pay £100 to get rid of it. So what they do instead is they just find some back alley or, you know, some hedge somewhere, and they'll just literally drop it in the hedge, and then do a runner basically. It's completely illegal, but you know, as with a lot of things, if nobody's actually watching you, then you just you know, people get away with all sorts, don't they? But yeah, this is a favourite area for it. People just dump things, you know. I say, end of my road, it's like looking at, you know, go for my daily walk and see what's been dumped today. Is it a fridge? Is it a sofa? Is it, you know, a desk? Is it, you know... It's all a bit nasty. Right, so we've got to decide what we're doing next. And I say they're all getting quite complicated in terms of ingredients. So what we'll probably end up doing is just having almost, you know, very short builds. In fact, probably should move that up, really, shouldn't it? Because no, that space is just pointless, really. I mean, could I fit anything? No, I couldn't, because these are all the outputs, basically, so I can't really fit anything in there. Okay. Right. So, as I say, it's all... Those are what we've just done, aren't they? I'd like to get them in, but that's quite complicated. Build. I mean, those both use those photon combiner things. But one was, I mean, silicon I could just grab from the other one. Copper I could grab for the other one. Because I'm not using those really anywhere else. And that's got the steel and blue engines again. And that's processors. So I think these two are favourite. Yeah, so I think these two next. So over, what was that one? That's the magma, lads. Not that I say I found anywhere to do the magma. And that one. Oh, I haven't, in case you're wondering. So this is where I'm at with the Dyson Sphere. I've not done... Basically, we're sort of on a... I'm in a weird point where I've had to do a lot of things. All my science is disassembled because I'm going to do planets that are building each... Well, so individual star systems building each of the different sciences. Just mainly because I want to test out building at scale, because I never did that before. But effectively, I need to do a research, the research to do the higher levels of the actual sphere. But it's got plenty of solar panels to fill in, so it's not like it's idle, and it's obviously chugging up with the power making them. But yeah, we're not actually making any more actual Dyson Sphere, and I need to do the research, which means I've got to do all of the science planets, so it's going to be a while before I do any more. But we're basically at the point where, research is kind of done, and I'm just the only other thing to build is the artificial star, and I may end up not using them, I don't know, but this one I need to do to get more levels to the sphere. But yeah, I kind of figured we're at a point where this is the end game, basically, or the very end game. So we'll have a bit of fun scaling up science and see how it works. Now, both of you want steel and blue, whatever it calls them, rings. Steel and blue rings, and then you need copper and the whatever they're called, photon combiners. You need, because I've got silicon and copper in there, so we can take them out and weave them around fairly easily, is what I'm figuring. So if I put both of you here, Is that's a bad place probably. But if we put, say, one of them there, and one of them there, maybe. Then we can grab those two. So I can weave something around here and bring the silicon down there, copper down there. What am I missing then? Both are missing photon combiners, but you also need processors. Well, as it happens, coincidentally, we've got processors. Cool. So they both need photon combiners. So we can bring that out of a new one here. Combinatorials. Sorry, you just subscribed and you're chatting, which I don't sometimes, sometimes I don't get anyone chatting, and I'm basically ignoring you. Sorry about that. Only legal if you get caught. That's how I got through my 20s. Yeah. I've reported fly tippers before now around here. The livestock can be harmed by some stuff that is dumped. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff they dump is horrendous, particularly fridges. It's got all sorts of rubbish in. Getting old. Feel that in my back. So, it's time. Scale is fun. I really like numbers going up at endgame. 10k science a minute is my last game. Cool. Artificials are really nice and convenient for being like them. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is test out the battery way of doing things, the accumulator way of doing it. I haven't been that impressed so far. It's a lot of faffing around for something that, it's okay, but it doesn't supply a lot of power. Which is one of the things we need to set up here. No, actually, I've got a separate thing, haven't I? Somewhere about. Here we go. So I need to extend this. It's not big enough. But so I'm testing this out, and it's not. I don't think it's that great, really. I was hoping it would be better. But so I need to scale it up a bit, I think, to give it a fair chance. But yeah, I think maybe what I should have done is gone artificial stars first and then used them. But I say it's all about. I mean, this is my second playthrough, so it's not like I'm, some expert on this game. I want to take, maybe if I take this around the back and then it's out of the way, because I don't think anything. Is anything else going to use photon combiners? Because if it's just these, so those are the ones we're making. I don't really need to. No, nothing else is going to use them, is it? Because that's the thing. Okay, so I don't really need to worry about splitting this or doing anything weird with it. So we can just have it in here and take it out of the back and sort of weave it around. Alright, let's go up already there. And then it's going to connect here somewhere. I want it to come down this part. So let's... I am, in theory, going to proliferate it at some point, though. Maybe? I'm not sure. Go around that back to work. Oh, enjoy work. See you later. So, is that everything? So, no, they need the copper and the silicon, don't they? So, let's put these in here. One there, one there. And those two. Input there. So you're okay then, Graham? I don't know if... Oh, I'd already asked you that, didn't I? You said you're okay. Sorry. Yeah, that'll work, won't it? So we need to get the silicon and copper, and I also need to get them the right way around. I don't know if you finished your whatchamacallit, Arc playthrough that you were doing. I did actually watch, I don't know if I ever told you, I watched you when you took on that King Kong boss. So in less than 10 seconds. It was like, made it look a little bit easy. Right, can I get this to play ball? So if we... See, belt weaving can get a little tricky in this game. Or the spaghetti can be a little bit tricky in this game. Because you have to do a lot of going across weird junctions and going around corners that it kind of doesn't want you to. And sort of going, a lot of it's a case of going past where you need a junction. I have a horrible feeling this isn't going to work. Maybe this should be it there. Let's grab all of that first. Have I got that the right way around? I have. Oof. So, connect that. Now, are you going to connect? Oh, you are. Lovely. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh. Not the inserter. There we go. Right, so that there. That there. Now we want an output for this one. An output for this one. I think when I last played DSP, I learned how to do a half-height crossover with belt weaving. So what you can do, there's a set of tricks. Basically, so the game wants you to, or you know, when you're laying down belt straight, you know, with height changes in it, it always goes straight to that thing, and it tends to do it so if you're going to go down a level, it'll do it straight away. Rather than it won't stay high and then go, you know, go low. It will drop down to ground level as soon as it can. And it often complains if you're like here and you want to go, you know, down before, you know, it'll complain if you try and do it too early. So I didn't demonstrate that properly. Get rid of that. So yeah, if I wanted to go down to there, it won't technically let me. So you have to do eating the belt back is what you're supposed to do. But what you can do is if you chop it back to a point pre it achieving the maximum height. So that's like the maximum height, right? But if you chop it back one level, it's not fussed if you then do that. So that's a smaller bump, so it's particularly useful. But like if you just want to hop over a belt, I call them bunny hops actually. So if we were going, actually I shouldn't have done that. That should have been. Come on. So yeah, you can do it at different levels, and so you can then, I'm not very good at it, but you can then do it at that level, as it were. So you can get it to keep going at that level. So it wants to go up, but there are ways of just, like the first bit of belt is at that level, so we can just keep killing it off, basically. And then you can get a half-height belt. Obviously it's a bit tedious doing that. I tend to use it, if I'm going to use it at all, I use it to do little bunny hops over the thing. Because, as I say, to do it properly, you know, it wants you to go all the way to there. Particularly because it tends to clip to the belt. And so you can just take it back and go down, or... in fact, you can probably go one further back. Oh, well, that's obviously 2 belts. But yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff like that. I find it a bit fiddly, so I tend not to bother. It was sort of what I was hoping Blueprints would kind of do for us, because a lot of this stuff... I mean, you can do things where belts like go back on themselves. You know, like literally break the laws of physics and sort of, you know, if that goes up a level like that. No, it wouldn't let me. But you can get it to basically flip back on itself. Like that, essentially. And literally the belt like does a twist on itself. I can't remember how to do that one. But I was sort of hoping a lot of that. Because the game clearly doesn't mind. The developers don't mind, obviously. Otherwise they would have fixed it, because they know about it, you know. They've had plenty of opportunity. So they clearly don't mind people doing that stuff. So... it's a bit annoying, isn't it? Maybe if I put this one here... Because really this one should be up here. Yeah, we'll fill this gap, as it were, with this one. So I'm not too fussed. If we end up... We're at a stage on this planet where I don't mind just, like, basically flattening the planet. Actually, let's see if we can get something else in, because I could take it all the way up to there. And it not overlap. So can I fit something else in this space here? So if this is the magma ones, for example... Which are where? Where's the magma ones? Can't see them. There. And then this is something else, which I've just built, but I've completely forgotten. Is it the ray receivers? Raymond receivers? Yeah, ray receivers. So, they're not making anything, because I haven't requested any photon combiners, have I? Demand. There we go, knows the trick. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I say there's some things. There was a very pretty thing someone had done on where they've got a spiral of belts. I don't know what use it would be, but it was like an elevating spiral of belts, but interweaving. And they clearly got it by, you know, doing a similar sort of thing, basically. But effectively, I mean, this is obviously not what it was. But it was, you know, going up and up. In a proper spiral shape, so not just, you know, something like, oh, no. Yeah, play ball, no. They'd obviously done a thing where they... So if you imagine that, but like proper spiral thing, and several belts interweaved. So, you know, one started there, one started there, one started there, one started there. And it was like a proper curling spiral. It looked amazing, but so I don't quite know what use it would be. Right, so I say, in theory we're going to put them in there. Can I fit something else in this sort of space with anything else we've got? So that's completely different ingredients, basically. That's obviously frame materials. Frame materials are used quite a bit now. They might go in. And that gives me the excuse to order them two up. Because we've got those three. Very different though, isn't it? Oh, get rid of them actually. So, done those two. That's plasma things. I think we might do them. Because then I can order frame materials in. We've obviously got the super magnets. And these are, I need to make, did I even put a machine? I didn't put a machine down. I need to make them in a similar way. Oh, that's them as well. Okay. Maybe that's a little more complicated than I was initially thinking. Because we need to make... So we need a similar loop to what I've got, basically, because we're going to use these, hopefully, you know, rather than any of these or anything. And I was going to stick those in a separate interstellar one, so... Oh, and it's them as well. I think that's going to be a separate contained system, because we got 1, 2, the thing itself, 3. That uses that, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ingredients, all just for that. And I can use those as like recycling things, basically, for when I pick them up. Okay, so that's a different question then. That's obviously something else entirely. These I'd quite like to just have together, even if it's not, you know, relevant, as it were. So it's these two, basically. And they are using mostly stuff we've requested, apart from alloy and frame materials. So we could request those two. How many slots have I got left in here? I've got 3 rather. Okay. So we might probably just, it'll be inefficient. We'll just, you know, make them in this space, but that's fine. I'm not fussed about that. So, what am I requesting? So if I do that one, was it? And no, it must have been those two. So that's fine. So we would also need... Yeah, it wasn't this one, was it? Because that's lenses as well. But it's very similar. Trouble is we've only got 3... Oh no, we've got 3 slots. Okay, so can we make these 3 basically in this space? Because for this we would need the alloy and the frame material. Oh, misclick there. We'd need the alloy and the frame material. We also need one other thing though, don't we? Because then we've got alloy, frame material, blue magnet things, graphene, and cert processors. They're all over here. Ah, it's that. So we need optical grating crystals. Because we've got quantum chips. Yeah, got quantum chips. Feels like there's a joke in there somewhere. And then, so yeah, so it's the lenses we would need to request as well. Okay. So that's a little bit annoying. There's not a spare... Oh, there is, look. We could order lenses there. Haha. And then this is completely empty and maybe removable. Okay, okay, sounds like a plan. Did you ever build a belt lift in Satisfactory before they had belt lifts? No. I'm not very advanced with Satisfactory. So what you were, the series I was playing was my second ever playthrough, having not played since literally it started. So all of the tricks, because somebody else who sort of follows me, noted Binky, he's like quite big in the Satisfactory building community, and he's come up with a lot of these tricks himself. He showed me how to do the thing where you build at different angles, which obviously they've then introduced in the game. So you know, it's sort of anyone, well, not anyone, but you can do it more easily now. But it was quite a complicated procedure of jumping up and onto a like a copper you know, copper reel basically. You jump up and you build underneath you, and then you turn a little bit, and you know, it's all quite complicated to get it. But it allowed you to build those silos, basically, like circular buildings, which you can do. You know, more, they've basically accommodated it in the game rather than, because I think they patched it so that you couldn't do it, and people got upset, basically, understandably. And then they put it. That's one of the things they did in Update 5. But so all of that was completely new to me. I hadn't really been even following it, let alone, you know, trying it or doing it. So what we could do is rearrange those, because we're going to need quantum chips for this boy, and he also needs the 2 new ones, so he's fairly independent, and this is coming out of here. Or we could fit it in somewhere else, because what else does he need? He needs quantum chips, the 2 new ones. I mean, I could move all these belts up a bit, and we could probably fit it. Because I don't want to put it in there, because I said I'm probably going to end up proliferating. I mean, I could just take a new line out. It's not big, no big shakes, but I'm just thinking that's the only. Oh no, that needs quantum chips as well anyway. Okay, so let's do a new line for that then. But can I get... Yeah, I think we'll just sort of run some extra belts. We'll fit it into this space, but we'll just run them round, I think. So what's the common ingredients that I can reuse? So we could maybe do... They all require the new thing of alloys and frame materials. They then all require different things. No, 2 of them need quantum chips. But then... And 2 of them need blue magnets. Let's line them up and see how that might work. Let's test it out. How might this look? So the 2 things you all need are the alloys and the frame materials. So alloys and frame materials. I'll be totally honest. So, thing about Satisfactory, I haven't felt the desire to go back to it. I think part of my problem, and it's what I think you've mentioned it. It kind of does need some kind of blueprinting system. I know it's got the zooping now, which makes things a lot easier and that sort of thing. But the scale it asks you to go to make some of them, you know, later stuff is really big, like really big. And there's no shortcut for building machines. And it's an awful lot of building, you know? And it's like, I don't know, it's sort of, I think it's a bit too much for, you know, they either need to kind of scale it back in some way. I know there's the alternate recipes, but a lot of them are rubbish. They're not actually any better. Or they don't seem to be to me. So, in theory, these 2 need quantum chips, and these 2 need blue circuits. Not in theory, in practice they do. But you also need the purple lads and the supermagnetic rings. Oh, well, that didn't work, did it? So, my thing about losing lenses here is irrelevant anyway, because we also need the gratings. But yeah, I find it's like daunting in a sense of like, it's an awful lot of grind is just required. I suppose, I mean, maybe once I'm more familiar with, you know, a lot of the recipes and all that sort of stuff, I won't be as bothered. Yeah, it just seemed a bit too much, really. It hasn't inspired me to go back. So this is a bit tricky, isn't it? Because what we could... So the lenses could come in here, you know, via... at height, basically. So lenses could come in there. Whoops. Or, you know, bottom's probably more realistic given it's over there. But let's do that. So lenses could come in there. Optical crystal gratings could come in as well. So then I've got all the weird... So we're basically quantum chips and supermagnetic rings. Quantum chips, lenses are sorted, so we need quantum chips. So maybe we want the blue magnet things there. Where are they? No, that's a purple cube, not a thing. Because that needs the blue ones. Because this needs two that this doesn't need. So then this, quantum chips, and the gratings and quantum chips. So we could have the quantum chips as the third thing there. Chips. And then I can use these two lanes to feed in the weird extra bits this needs. Which is those and those. Is that right? So, So it needs those two and those three. And then this has got super magnets things. And then this one outputs here. This one outputs here. This one does a hop, skip and a jump to output here. Yeah, I think that works. Right, if I copy and paste this, are you gonna play a ball game? So if I put it there. Yeah, okay. This is right in the way. We want it a bit further up. Because what's coming out of there? That's the blue. That's got blue thingies in and quantum chips. So we're going to have to do a bit of weaving round. That's fine. Frame materials are both in that one. So I need to line this up in such a way that I've got both room for proliferation and a room for a bit of weaving. Okay. So I could put it literally here, couldn't we? Because it's the graphite and the circuits. Oh, hang on. You've got the circuits there, haven't you? Yeah, okay. So graphite and the circuits there. Like that? Maybe if I put it a bit further. No, I might as well line it up like that. Let's give that a go. Gonna play some more Arc Lights Plus. I think that's stream chat. Have a good one. Yeah, you've probably gone by now. You have a good game of Arc. Thanks for stopping by again. Always good to have people coming back. Yeah, okay. So we've got magnet rings coming out of here. Like that. Then we've got up top, or let's do it like that. Is that going to be enough room? I think that will be. So that there. That there. Now we need quantum chips. Like so. Oh, I have to... well. Don't they all... Who needs quantum chips? You two don't you? So why don't I do them there? And then we can just move these up a level, as it were. So that could be there. That could be there. And then that won't go across there, will it? No. Let's take it out of here then. Because I don't need any steel anymore. I'm trying to, because I know you can proliferate now, I'm trying to leave spaces to do that. Okay. So we need the optical and the thingies to come in there. This is the output for that, isn't it? So let's bunny hop that over. So we want that there. And then that distance. Let's go back one further. Yep. Oops. There you go. See, that's an almost that's like an impossible angle that it's doing. In fact, I don't really. I could have moved this all down, couldn't I? Because then all three would be nicely lined up together. But then that wouldn't line up there, so it's sort of irrelevant. I can always move this down one tile. Because that goes into the middle at the moment. Okay. Let's do that then. So, oops. If we have that, go. Oh. Don't do this to me, game. Do that. Can you let me go around that corner? No, of course not. Of course not. There. Right. Okay. And then we might as well. That like that. Oops. That like that. Over to there. Over to there. Out of there. In. Let's leave them unconnected for the time being. But then. Oh, I can't remember which. Who needs what? 500 and 500. Oh, 500. Come on. Come on. You need. Oh, they all three of them need both of those damage. That's right. That's okay. No. Got to have a little bit of symmetry, even in your spaghetti. Now, you don't need quantum chips, do you know? So it's these two that need the quantum chips. Now I need to arrange these two. We need crystal gratings coming in here. Is that going to give me a too close? Nibble it back a bit. You're going to give me a too close? Nope. So that's the crystal gratings. This then must be the lenses. I could move it up one technically, couldn't I? But that's fine. Take it one past. Nibble it back. Take the ground. Oh. We need to nibble another one. Bit of a nibble, bit of a nibble. Don't ground. Get a bit carried away there, sorry. I said before, I really enjoy doing this, even if it, you know, it's not the greatest result and it's horribly inefficient and whatever. It's always good fun doing these designs. So, idea now is that this will be closer. Oh, in fact, I could have... I didn't have to do that, did I? So I could line that up like... let's leave a little bit of space in case I did want to do something. I can't see any reason you would proliferate them, but because those three can go in, and then that could go. In fact, no, it's not, because you need 2 tiles, don't you, to do that? Because if that was there, it doesn't go in. Yeah. Okay. Line those 3. Sort of doesn't make any difference, but I could tidy up a little bit, I guess. I think they're going to get in each other's way, basically. Because we could put that in there. Actually, that one will go... I'll leave a little... Oh, I've misaligned that anyway. Okay, well, why don't we put that one into that end there? So, this could go in there. These 3 straight in there. Yeah, that's not too horrendous. Cool. Right, let's get these ones hooked up before we do anything else. Now, we could... Because this has got both of them, you see, and they're both coming out here. So we could use splitters to automatically elevate them. Trouble is, we've got this already at height, so the elevation is not as useful as you might think. So the other option would be to come out there, but then I'm going to have to go up 2 levels, and I don't think that'll... Are you going to let me do that? I could always take this up 2 levels. Because I've not given room here to proliferate it anyway. Because I'm a Dumbo. Let's do that, yeah. So let's redo this. To pretend I'm not an idiot. So do that. Probably need a bit more space there then, won't I? Right, so... Bit of room for proliferation. And up 2 levels. To there. So I'm not 100% sure I will do a lot of that proliferation. It's just so I sort of realised... Where does it need to go? Down to there, isn't it? So we need to go along that line now. Will that connect? Yeah, perfect. Perfect! Let's pop them back in there. Yeah, realising they were viable options, as it were. So maybe... try and sneak it in parallel with these. Because we've got plenty of room here, so we can go down. You know, they can be right up, bang up against that, and we've still got room, you know, nibble that up and we can put them in. So, if we put in... let's do this one first. So if it's that type of splitter... Well, how close will you let me put that? Will you let me put it close at all? So in theory it'll let me put it there. But will the belt still work? No. Of course not. Of course not. Other option is the other type of splitter. One of the great things with the splitters in this game is that you can come out backwards, so it does like internal rearrangement. So would it let me put there and still put the splitter in? That's put belt in. Yeah, there you go. So I can come out of the back, because although I've put those in the same, the output there, you can just come out of the back one as if you were doing a 180 degree in the device. Well, not as if, you are doing a 180 degree in it, which is really, really cool. They're one of my favourite things in the game splitters, but oh, and it doesn't let me go underneath. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe if I put it just one tile further up then. I was just complimenting you, splitter. And then you go and do something like that. I don't know. No, it's just that it won't let me pass through that, will it? Will it let me put one of them in? No. Collides. Okay. Let's do a little dog leg then. Oh. The autosaves are getting a bit crunchy, I must say. Right, so back to the drawing board. So if we do one of them... Oh no, I could do one of them then, couldn't I, if I'm going to do a dog leg? That way around? Not 100% sure why I'm being this finicky, because I guess just take it out of there. In fact, why don't I do that? No, I've committed to splitters now. Okay, so this needs chopping back a little bit. Like that. Like that. Right. And then... So there's then still technically room to proliferate. We may struggle, but that's fine. Struggling is the name of the game. Right, so take that past there, and then move these up a little smidge to give us room to work. Into there. No. Down to there. Oh, I made that difficult, didn't I? Got there in the end, though. Okay. So we need some more power. No. Yeah, let's put it in there. These are great, these. I love the old Statolite ones. Okay. Are you running? No, because you need those as well. Thought we'd finally finished one of these, but no. Still missing some ingredients. I'm automating these mainly, if I'm honest, because they're such like enormous amounts of resources. Because I'm not going to need a lot of them. In reality, it's not going to be like millions of them being placed down like belts and stuff. But when you try and handcraft them, you require an enormous amount of material to do so. Because the recipe on that is 20, 20, 50, 10, 8. So 50 super magnets is an entire stack of, or is it? Do they stack to 200? I can't remember. But to make like four of them or something is basically half your entire inventory of stuff, and they take ages to craft as well. So it's like, well, we might as well, automate them, and then they're just stuck in a, Wait, what have I got going on there? So that's that one. That's that one. Where's the output for this one? Because that's that one. Those three. So I guess we need an output for this one as well then. Which we're going to have to hop over there. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Kind of wanted to do a bit of a hodgepodge spaghetti style of thing, if I'm honest, for this. Because I suspect when we go and build on the planets, I'm just going to have to do blueprints, basically. Which one's first? It's that crystal gratings. Because we're going to be stamping down a lot of the same stuff, I think, over and over again. So I suspect we may have to come up with a few blueprints for things. Because I'm not. Well, I don't even know what people think of as a mega base for this game. But wait, I should put a bit more space here. In fact, let's just take them out. If it's in the way, I can always redo it. But this is like the last of these sort of random machines bit. Yeah, so I think I'm going to end up copying and pasting a lot of the same builds over and over again, rather than sort of, you know, doing much in the way of sort of belt weaving or anything like that. So I think I was like, well, let's have a little bit of fun. I think it would be good to come up with some good designs, though. I think there's a lot of similarities of stuff in a lot of these, so you could quite easily build them so that you're making, you know, machines, making things all together. I'm sure. I mean, what's his name? Nilhouse has already done that, has he? But wait, was that set to... No, it's 500, yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do it. And even if they were rubbish, they'd be mine, so that's always important. Now, we need to set these, except we're not outputting that. That there. Right, so what have we actually got in here? We've got the magmas. We've got the Raymond receivers. We've got launchers and level 2 miners and whatever it calls these particle thingies. Okay, so we don't want a million of any of these. Let's just set them all to 100. Again, the launch receivers, you don't, you know, I've already, you know, I don't know I need a lot more than I've already got, but it would be nice to be able to maybe build a Dyson Sphere on another, you know, system or whatever, if I decide to do that. Yeah, cool. Okay, so get rid of all this. Lovely. And then which ones have we made here now? We've made that one, that one. Did I make them? No. What did I make? It was the launchers. Yeah. Because those three, that's like a contained thing, I think. That requires particle things, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, I'm not powering this, am I? Oh, we have... Oh, no, we've made the rail ejector. So, yeah, we haven't made any of these. They are quite similar ingredients, though, aren't they? We've got steel. Alloy. I'm not. Where am I going to put them, though? So I do have a gap somewhere. I've got a gap here. That's miles away. Why is this one even over here? Why is that all the way over there? What idiot has put that over there? Because it could go here, couldn't it? I mean, we could plop it in here. Because those belts are all dog-legging, like, doing an elevated dog leg. So it could go here. That's not requesting anything, is it? Demand. Oh, they are. Just plop them to storage so we don't get any insane behaviour from the things. But these, I could just, instead of having them here and feeding in. Is that right? So these three belts. Yeah, so we could take that straight, and take that straight. And, you know, dogleg them here sort of thing. And then we could put that one, the chargers, in there as well. We need particle containers. I don't think they're requested in anything yet. I think that's new. Oh, I haven't put the things in from the things, have I? So we need to clear up the junk I had left over. So drop all of them in. Drop them in. So yeah, as I say, we could potentially put these in it as well. And make these somewhere, you know, in here or something. Or fill up this space maybe. And then there's one slot free. So what do the batteries actually look like? It's just iron and blue magnets, and then it's the green crystals. Interesting. Because green crystals aren't requested anywhere. No. Aha. So maybe the green crystals is here. Maybe that's green crystals. Silicon crystals or whatever they're actually called. And then what? Because the trouble is you need two slots. You need a slot for the... Oh, I don't technically, do I? I mean, I could set something up. I could tweak this setup, basically. Where the heck is it? Is it at the other end of the planet? Yeah, I could tweak this setup. Because I think they're set to local storage. So I could make them locally available. Because I basically need them to make the orbital collectors, and that's it. So we could demand those across. And I say, I'm thinking this is like a completely separate contained build. So could we request the green crystals and also make the empty batteries here? And then we've got all of those done, and we've got this sort of self-contained build here, and then what will probably end up being a couple of builds here. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's give that a go. Unfortunately, it's 5 to 7. Got carried away chatting, you see. Do I want to leave that till Friday? I'm kind of going to have to, because it's going to take a while this for me to work all this out. Because these are actually like a range of ingredients that we are technically requesting at all the other ones over in the thing, but you know, bringing them over would be quite complicated. And I don't, you know, I'm thinking this one becomes one of the builds, so it's, you know, we build the stuff here. Maybe we have a line of, you know, these guys going this way. Click, accidentally click. And it's like a self-contained build in here. And then there's another one. So yeah, we could potentially have a row of these going this way. And it's both requesting stuff that we use here, perhaps to build these guys. And then we've got a container, because what I need to do is I need to request in, you know, the regular power poles and the wireless power towers for recycling effectively, and turn them all into these. And we would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 material requests. So that's 2 of the power tower, the local towers. And I'm guessing some of these are common ingredients with those as well. Yeah, we've got iron plate, blue magnets there, titanium alloy was, oh no it isn't, it's frame materials. I thought frame materials were used by one of these. So they are quite different, aren't they? But that's not necessarily a bad thing as such. These don't use frame materials. Okay. Right, let's see if we can build these two then. No, I haven't got time. At least I got a plan. So what I think I'll do, just last 5 minutes or so, I'll move these out of the way. Because I should have done that before this anyway. So if I just sort of copy and paste this, I bet it won't let me put it anywhere, will it? Of course not. Of course not. Wait, it won't even let me. Oh, it's because it goes across the thing, doesn't it? Maybe then, if I move these out of the way. Because I got 1 million of those already, so. Oops. In fact, more than 1 million. 1 million billion. That was just to stop it flashing, basically. Well, obviously, don't need to it's not a blueprint. It's just I can move it so that I don't forget, basically. What are you moaning about? Oh, the chests. Now I need to pick it all up. Without exploding the inventory. Oops. So that was charged batteries, uncharged. What was in there? Don't know. So I don't know why I put them in the other one and then did that. In fact, that we could put these. So if I put them in there, and then these are all in. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Now. So yeah, I need to add a couple of these in with interstellars on. With them in the interstellars. In fact, is that useful? 3 or 5? No. Thought it might be useful. Reduction of 1, but it's not. Okay, so those then. Okay, let's go and grab these, get them out of the way. Yeah, so that's it for today. I only stream a couple of hours on Fridays and Mondays. Kind of has to fit around work, basically. I'm in there. Didn't put them all in here, did I? Your magmas and your level 2s. I wonder what was in there. Well, was that the engines, maybe? No. Where are the engines? Did I not put machines down for them? Huh. Because these need engines making as well. Let's put that there. Chargy things. So we also need to make thrusters and reinforced thrusters, which are that one and that one. And then that's those. Get rid of a bunch of them. That's them. Oh, yeah, autosave's getting a bit chunky. Getting a bit chunky. Is that the orbital collectors? So all of them in there. Let's do. Oops. I don't know, let's just leave myself some for the time being. Cool. Okay, so plan on Friday then. I won't do any more of this because, as I say, I enjoy it quite a lot, and I think it's worth streaming it just to show it all being set up. But the plan on Friday then will be to put in a load of logistics ones. I'm not going to put them in now. We need to divert this basically, so these need to go in here instead, and we can change the direction of them, put them in there, but we need to put in this gap somewhere here, this sort of L shape round here. We'll have to weave these belts around probably, but you know, stick them in that direction. But we need to build the empty batteries and feed them in there, and the whatever it calls them, energy exchangers, feed them in there. Because they're not uncommon ingredients with those. But then what we'll do next time is we will make these. Probably that'll be the first one. And they'll go into this, whatchamacallit, interstellar. So that'll be that build there. And they'll be fed with a series of these. We won't put them in until we've done the actual build. So we'll put them in afterwards, so that I can space them out, okay? But we can get loads in there. There's like, I don't know, at least 8 or something. So that's then 24 ingredients. So, and we can also put some down the bottom. You know, we can put some down here. And then maybe there's going to be another one of these. Here maybe? Or here? Depending. That's got all the orbital logistics things in. So that's the plan for Friday. That's very purple, isn't it? It's a very purple. For the old crystal fractional thingies. Yeah, it's been running all that time, you see, it's only made 50. And that's kind of why I wanted to automate them. Can you get free ones of those? You can get free ones of those as well. Wow. I mean, that's incredibly expensive, and if it's giving you free ones, I'm going to have to do that. Even if I don't proliferate some of these earlier ones, I think proliferating these is a bit of a no-brainer. Cool. Okay, so there's that as well. But yeah, so then we'll be in a situation where I'm building everything, and why I want that, basically, is that what I can do is I can, on a foreign planet, we need to get warpers in them as well. But when we're on a foreign planet, and I'm like, right, oh, it turns out it's a magma planet. Let's order up some magma ones. In fact, I might as well do it because they're quite slow. But we can just demand them, and then the bots will bring them. We need to set some of these so that they're 1% like this, so that it will bring us as many as it can. There you go. So they just bring them over. And I say I should set this at a lower number, so it don't bring 1 million. But then it's just orderable, so you don't have to fill up your inventory with rubbish, basically. You just order them up, depending on what you need. Of course, we're going to get a lot extra, and then the other advantage, particularly because the other planets I need to upgrade, which is what I might do between streams, if I work on this at all, is if we do an upgrade of one of our other things and it's got yellow belts in it, we can just put the yellow belts in, and they get taken away automatically, because this here is requesting, well, to the extent that they would fit in, but then I would be using blue belt, so we're effectively doing a swapsy for yellow and blue belt, and I don't have to do it manually. That's kind of where I'm trying to get to. But yeah, so that's it for today. Let's just pop up my schedule. I won't be back streaming until Friday. Where's the old schedule? There we go. I won't be back streaming again till Friday, when we will pick up with this series and do what I've said. Hopefully that'll take only a couple of hours. The experience of these is it takes me a long time to do these. I really enjoy doing them, but you know. Certainly, I will be back playing Factorio. I will probably continue my Crashtorio 2 like revival. I really enjoyed playing that yesterday. Yeah, I was a bit trepid, you know, worried basically that I wouldn't enjoy it, because I wasn't entirely keen when I tried it the first time. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Particularly, I think it helps that I've set the biters to passive, and they're then not a problem at all. You know, I don't have to worry about them attacking. I don't even have to do any defense stuff really until I want to claim, you know, some resource patches off them. So I think that's a good idea to do that and sort of learn how to do it. Yeah, so I say the weekend will probably be Crashtorio 2 again. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Just a regular schedule next weekend, basically. If you wanted to catch up with, if you're new to the channel, when you wanted to catch up with any of the streams, basically on the YouTube channel there, I upload the VODs on there, unedited, and you can just, you know, skim through them or whatever if you wanted to catch up. There's loads of series on there. There's my Megabase attempt, my first Megabase attempt. There's in Factorio. There's my attempt to get the no spoon run. You know, the no spoon achievement. It's so pretty, this game. You can't see that, but the Dyson Sphere is drifting around in the background. It's so pretty. Yes, so if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Dyson Sphere Program. Thanks for watching. Cheers.